Well, it says that we are now on YouTube. Let's just take a look and see. It says it's going to YouTube, so maybe it'll take a minute. Oh, I see there's one person on. So yay, we're connected. Glitches. Tell them what happened to your computer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sue, there's Sue.
Yes. Hi, Sue. We're so glad you're here. We're having some technical difficulties, but I think we worked them out. So
Yeah.
cool. All right. So we're going to get started, and we're going to talk about, first of all, about the energies for November. And Sue, what I said earlier is that I'm doing a video for the energies of November that'll be on YouTube. And it is will be up later this afternoon. Really an important month. We have some amazing energies. What we're calling this is stand as presence in the mishmash. Stand as presence in the mishmash. And, mishmash can be things that bug us and things that are really helpful to us. But I think that there's so much going on around us that sometimes we lose the good stuff among all of the other things that seem like they're going on. And we're going, why? We don't have to have this. Hey, Doreen, nice to see you. So what we want to do is say, how can we stand as presence in this mishmash? And so one of the things that is here to help us in this month of November is the luminary presence. So Leslie, do you want to read the part that we picked out from presence? Looks like I have a misspelling there.
Let's see. The part that we picked out.
The message from presence for the month of November. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I don't think I can get it.
Okay. So just be thinking about this, because I know that you know presence really well.
Yeah.
Here's what presence says to us. My various vibrations form a matrix of divine consciousness flooding your world. I have been here a very long time, but now I'm affecting your living matrix. You see me as a bright indigo blue or an intense blue purple as you walk or as you drive or you sit in quietness. I enjoy companionship with you in these times. You may not capture me. You may join my flow and expansion into the world of divine thought that knows no boundaries. Where I go and how I show up depends on the human capacity to move beyond time and space. So, part of what is happening here is we are evolving, and presence is saying that the more that we can move beyond time and space and be aware of all of the other kind of levels of beingness, that this then presence, this card, which looks like this, it can help us. It can show us that we are here for a reason. And remember, these cards look like you can use them as if they're flat, but you can also see them as a ball of energy. So one of the things I like to do is just imagine that ball of energy comes around me. And now that we are thinking about that, you might feel other aspects of yourself around you that are not in form at this time. Or you may sometimes I feel my mother around me. Sometimes there's a little flash of this indigo color, and it kind of shows that there's someone there. And I don't ever get concerned about that, because I have a message in my field that says only that which is right for me is able to come. And so you might want to do that, is put that message in your energy field. And and then I'm always going, well, I wonder who this is. I'm not real good about figuring out who it is. I just know somebody's there. But anyway, one of the things you can do to get better information, which is what I often do, is do journaling with my knowing self. And we're going to have 2 times in November that you can come and do that with me. And that's in our newsletter. I hope you received the newsletter. Please read it. There's a lot of good information in there. And if you didn't get the newsletter, just tell me. Let me tell you, there's one page on our website that you really want to stay in touch with. Well, 2 basically. The home page, what tells you all about our group, a membership group that we have called the Vortal. And then the page that's transformationaltools.com/events. And on there, you can sign up for the newsletter. You can also sign up for the energy focus. I don't mean, no, the journal with your knowing self. And I have one of those that's in the evening, and one of those that's at noon. So it will be something that I hope that you all will enjoy. Hello, Will. Okay, so now why don't you put up the indigo color? That's the other one that we've taken from the energy in November. It's what I picked when I went into the color card book. The one that stood out, the paragraph that stood out, was awakening. So here's the message for November from indigo. Indigo may be showing you that you are ready to awaken to a new level of awareness. This could be the time for you to open to your intuition and your other spiritual gifts. If you are ready, ask for these gifts to come. As that, those who are here to help you will help you discover these gifts, and they will appear. So what I find is it's really important to focus on the base of the skull in the back, because that's where I find indigo to be. And when you open that up, that's where you begin to recognize, oh, I have a new attribute coming in, a new way of working with energy, or a new understanding about the world. So anything you want to add to that, Leslie, about how you've worked with indigo?
Well, like presence, there's a lot of indigo in presence.
Yeah.
And like that, I think it's asking us to be in the flow of that energy, and to move beyond time and space is what I got in some of the reading of that in your book. And really, to tap into that, to become aware of that, you have to kind of for me, I have to purposely set my intention to receive that kind of information. And so the question was, can you move beyond time and space to do that? And like you have little messages coming along, I do too, in different ways. And that helps me kind of, snap into that, especially if I'm busy doing some kind of constructive thing, and it's like, this just comes in, and it's like, it's for me, it just makes everything flow, makes it real in the terms of, oh yes, this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
This is where I want to be coming from.
And that is always the place where we are in our truth.
Yeah.
Because as long as we keep moving inside and finding out what is changing, we stay in our truth. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to get behind that, because we're evolving. And recently what I saw was, I was standing at a doorway. For a long time, I was standing at the doorway. And then all of a sudden, I'd walked through the doorway. And so that says to me that in this process of evolution, I'm in a new place. And so now it's, how do I live in this new place? how do in the November information, it's also about the fact that our sense of our contribution in life can be changing. It may be expanding, or it may be just tweaked, or it may be that you're going in a whole new direction. So we have to really stay inside to see what it is that's changing in how we present what we came to offer to the world.
That
And
is really true. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm seeing it quite a bit too with people I know here where I live. Yeah.
and I think it's why we're doing a new website to try to get something simplified, but I think it's making room for something else that we haven't really figured out yet. It's certainly, we made room for the membership group, which has really been so much fun. And having time each month with that group of people is really inspiring. And they tend to come to the journaling class as well. So we get to know them better and better, which is really, really exciting. So did you write anything out for the lesson in red?
Yes, actually. It was, I was getting for us to really tap into that flow where we've been talking about just being in the flow, and then let go of the intensity energy. Just know that, yep, it's there, and just move through it in a flow, and to balance your energy, because sometimes it's like, you get going and there's so much to do and stuff, and it's like, oh man, I'm exhausted. And it's like, take time to balance. And breathing, whatever the techniques you are, breathing the colors, doing the rainbow sweep, things like that, that can help to balance out. And then, maybe rest for a bit, and then, okay, now I can move out in the purposeful flow that I had going.
I very often
get out of it, but you know what I mean.
I very often go back to our basic colors. And in that first color course, we are working with the complementary colors, and red and green are complementary colors. Boy, does that ever balance. And I'm just finding that I'm using sometimes a little bit different way to do that. I always think of the figure 8, that's the infinity sign. And I go from the red, which is the first chakra, around through the heart, up to round, and then up through the heart at the top of it, because that's where the green is, and then back down around and in through the red. It's another way of a balance, because there's a lot of balance in the infinity sign. And when you put it so it's this way, it's actually connecting the masculine and feminine, which is another way for us to create balance. So those things I think are really important in this time when, Peter and I were trying to figure something out to do this video for YouTube, and we each had our way and our ideas, and all of a sudden we realized, we were talking in louder voices. Later we just laughed about it and said, wow, we have to really watch that, because glitches in the way we use the internet and the way we use our computers, and I mean, they can really upset your apple cart. And so, again, going back to this, stand as presence in the mishmash, that's the mishmash. And then you have to bring yourself back and say, okay, I don't want to be that energy. So now how do I get back, like you said, into the flow?
Yeah, it's like, whoops.
And then our cat, Checkers, Leslie knows it. He's had an injured leg anyway. And then we were gone only overnight, and we had a young person come in and check on him, but she didn't know that he was hurt. And we came back, and now we have an appointment with the vet on Monday. but he is walking on three legs, and he can't put hardly any weight on that one back leg. That's the one that has been a problem all along. Oh, Opa's here! Yay! Uh, anyway, it's challenging to figure out how to deal with this. We waited to see our own vet because he is just such a beautiful person, and he just cares so much about checkers. And we didn't want to go to somebody that's going to say, "Well, you have to have surgery or something like that." Not until our vet says yes. So. And I think that's how you sort of stand in the presence too. You have to take these things that seem like glitches, and you have to say, okay, I need to get really grounded, which, by the way, is the other thing I did for the month of November, is a visualization with indigo that helps you ground with indigo. And that comes with
Awesome.
the newsletter. So if you're getting the newsletter, go and find that, because you're going to want to do that grounding. Oh man, it's really different. I've never grounded with indigo before, but it's very, very good frequency. But that's the kind of thing that I find we have to stop, and then we have to say, okay, is there anything I can do right now? And we had to ask, is he in a lot of pain? Well, he was in his little round bed that's under this little table in the closet. And the reason for that is that's how he feels safe. So that was indicating to me when we got home, something's wrong, because he only goes there if he's scared or if he's hurt. And unfortunately, I had closed the bedroom door while we were gone, which I usually would not do. And he has this little cat that's been visiting that he gets so excited about. And we decided what he did was climb up to look out the window here, and he must have fallen down and hit himself on something. So, but that's not something, you can't take care of all that other than asking for, guidance around him so they won't do things like that. But anyway, it's just, I think it's a time where what you were saying, about how you have to get into the flow, and that flow is so important right now. And sometimes you just have to stop yourself and say, wait a minute, I'm not in the flow. I've really fallen off the wagon here. So then you have to use your tools and find your way back into that flow.
Exactly.
So anything else you wanted to say about the lesson in red?
Let's see. Well,
and by the way, lesson in red is for this week. The others were for November.
Yeah. I think that when I think of that lesson in red, and the first chakra, and I think of its opposite, where it's like, okay, when you're really cooking, when you have ideas and you're putting them forward and you're moving and you're, doing all this stuff, that the lesson is to, like you said, take a moment, slow down, and look at where your energy is going. And it's not saying don't have red energy. It's saying check that when you get, if you're getting distressed or you're getting upset about, whatever's going on around you, just to take a moment and just go, okay, bring my presence back here and tap into that presence, because red is part of that presence.
Yes, it is.
It is, and it can, when it's focused and when it's, done with the green balance of the heart, then it's very effective.
Very.
So, just making sure, and I love the figure 8 with those two colors, because that really does help bring them together.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, now, and for me, I go to my heart and I go, what is it that I need to do. And then, and the red is the doing part.
Yes, it
So,
is. Yeah. And the green is the listening and the taking in. That's the feminine energy, and the red is the doer. And I know in my life, because I'm an Aries, red is a big part of my life. And I can, in my past, I would have gotten so much energy going that I was just swirling up above my body. And that's not a good way to use red energy. So, um, the other thing is that I just want to know, those of you who are here, would you put in the chat, do you taste energy? Because as we were talking about red, I started tasting energy, and the tip of my tongue has kind of like a spice of some kind on it that's very strong. And, I don't really like spicy food particularly. So it's like, okay, this is a really spicy energy. I wonder what my body's trying to tell me. So
yeah.
um, sometimes it's important to pay attention to that.
I think you are the only one I know that can do that. So you
And
need
it's a good thing, but when there's energy that's really not balanced that's around, it really tastes awful.
to know a bit.
But then I don't miss the fact that I need to do something about that because I'm taking it on, which I don't have to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our last one. We have Dolphin Song. Oh, I love Dolphin Song. And Dolphin Song is such a good one to take us into that place where we are really relaxed, moving with the flow, being ourselves in so many different ways, because the dolphins are known to be, we know they're in the ocean, but they're also known to be around us, but not in the form that we would usually see. And they're known to be out in the ethers, way, way out in the cosmos. So they really have a lot of knowledge and understanding. And I picked out this one part that is a message from Dolphin Song to us. Let me whirl you into the stars to see the magnificence that you know. Sit beside me in the nothingness to rejuvenate your inner resolve. Swim with me in the ocean depths whose beauty fills the soul. Call to me anytime. You are never alone. Well, you can go into meditation with the dolphins and ask them to take you down into that beautiful world that's below the surface of the ocean. Or even a lake can have a really interesting world in the bottom of it. Oh, Will says he doesn't taste the energy, but he smells it. Maybe some of the rest of you smell
Yeah.
it too. It's really what it is a vibration, and color is a vibration. So I don't know that I don't taste colors specifically, but I taste energies that may be attributed to a color. But you can think of it as smell, all the ways that we know the world. It's all the senses. So it's smell and it's taste and it's feeling something. It's what else are the senses?
Looking at it, seeing it.
Yeah, seeing it. Okay, all of those are ways to take in information, and the body is set up to give us so much information. It's wonderful. All right, well, I'm just
Well,
going to, yeah, go ahead.
I got when I was really looking at this, where they say my pathway creates a blueprint. So that was really important to say is, the path of joining in with this energy gives you direction.
That's right.
It gives you direction. And the other part was expand your experience of the world. Like really take in the fall leaves and the beautiful flowers and and the wind as it gets crisp and blows through your hair and all those things. It's like experience and expand it, and not only just with nature, but know that this is where that presence comes from. I mean,
That's
presence is everywhere. That's what it
yes.
says. And it's definitely in here.
Yeah. Presence, I guess we could say, is also a consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was thinking about presence as, when somebody comes in the room and you feel like, feel what's there, you feel their presence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're feeling their soul, but you're feeling who they are in this, uh, where we are now in form. So it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ofa, I don't know if this counts, but I once got the taste of a particular type of fish in tomato sauce from my childhood. It was not very nice. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But, it's interesting. You might want to go back and just see what was happening at that time, because sometimes we identify with a certain taste and it's based on what was happening, which was very distasteful. So you might want to take a look at that and see what was happening at that time.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to switch gears now and do some readings for you. And Leslie, do you want to start with a card for, let's see,
I
first
think
person here was Sue.
yeah.
Do a luminary for Sue.
Okay. Ooh, it's a lovely, lovely one. And a lot of heart colored green in it. It is
Illumination.
illumination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And this is all about letting light, the frequency of light coming in. The number is 12, and it says spiraling streams of light emanate from within the core of existence. Acknowledging this light allows inner divine magnificence and outer divine source to be embraced. So this really tells me that you have available to you the ability to embrace that um, inner divine magnificence and through the outer divine source too. I mean, it will augment that for you. What do you get, Arlene?
What I get is that I am seeing that light right at her third eye. And
Mm-hmm.
then it kind of moved into the middle of it goes straight back into the
Mm-hmm.
middle between the front and back, between the forehead and the back of the head. And then, because it's like a ball of energy, it just stayed there and went out through her whole body and energy field. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
would say that light is bringing some kind of information. It's
Yes.
bringing
Mm-hmm.
uplift. There's, uh, well, what I'm getting is that it may be part of tweaking what is your life purpose, that, what you are now doing in your life that is part of serving humanity.
Yeah,
So,
look at all those connections. I mean, in that card. I
yes.
mean, to me, it's very alive and moving and expansive. And the light at the center really draws that, like you were saying, in the center of her head. I think it's definitely um, doing that.
I'm almost seeing too that it's like, do you see how it can move
Mm-hmm.
around? And it's
Yeah.
like this light is in the middle, and this ball is just moving the energy um,
Mm-hmm.
in her body and energy field, but mostly in the head area.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us have had a lot of congestion in the sinuses, and there's still something behind that I haven't gotten to yet. But maybe you'll find out, Sue. If you
Yeah.
do, email me, please.
Yeah. Let us both know.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. What I got from the color cards is the lesson in gold, and this gold is really so important. And I keep going back. This was more just the the gold that is like a gold bracelet or something like that. But I keep going back to the gold that's in the second level of our colors, Leslie. And because words don't come to me very well these days, can you tell me what the name of that gold is?
Saffron gold.
Saffron. I knew it started with an S. So I want to suggest to you, Sue, that you sit with the feeling of saffron gold. And it may be that this light is going to take on some saffron gold in it. Can you feel that, Leslie?
Yeah, yeah.
That and saffron gold has lots and lots of um, wisdom, wisdom that's ancient wisdom, really pure wisdom.
I always think of like the um, robes of the monks that are
Yes.
in wherever they're India or wherever they're
Yeah.
those orangey yellow
Yeah.
kind of color, more yellow, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the color I think of.
Yeah. And saffron has its own taste to it too. So,
Yeah, look that up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the next is, let's see, we have, it looks like we have Doreen next. So, Doreen,
Okay.
I'm going to pick a luminary for you, and then Leslie will pick a color card for you.
Okay.
Okay. I got one and it said no. All right. So, what I get for you, Doreen, is dawning. And dawning, well, just think about what it's like when you watch the dawn and you see a little bit first, and then you see a little bit more, and then you see a little bit more. There's something that's dawning for you. Um, and you may have been aware of it, but just not totally understanding what it's about. You just spend some time with that and see if you can find out what is it that's dawning in your life. And notice all the help you have. We got red, which is a color for this week, and you've got that very light color that is sort of a marbled color. It's a white, but it also has a little bit of color in it. And then it's all like a doily in the center. And then you can see that on the outside, it's kind of like things are shooting out from the very core that's underneath this white. So your energy is being sent somewhere, I think. And I don't know what this other piece, the part that's looks like to me looks like a fence. I don't know what that part is. Do you get anything about that, Leslie?
No, not really.
Okay. So just be with that idea of dawning, Doreen, and see what comes for you.
Okay, so I got lesson in gold. So I'm going to hold them both up together because notice in here, the tips of some of them are
Oh, yeah.
yellowish gold.
Yeah.
And going out, and even some in the inner orange place have that at the bottom of them. And I'm thinking, okay, so somehow that is related. Says what you are learning now will soon become your strength. And in here, gold and silver are colors that balance each other. And that's really masculine, feminine energies here. And so the lesson part is I think, going to help you with balancing those two. And by masculine, feminine, I mean in taking in and giving out, doing and being, all those different opposites. So I think once again the figure 8 is a good one to do. You
Yeah.
could do that with gold and silver, and yeah, that's that's what I'm getting. And it seems to me to really go with this dawning because
Donnie. Yeah.
uh,
I think that's true. All right. So let's just see what we have in comments here. So Sue said that she says, I have tastes from my past frequently. I'll need to explore that further. I think we all need to do that because certain things are coming up out of our past. And if you can get a sense of what the taste is or the smell is, it might be able to help you get more information about how you can heal what's there.
can I share an
Yeah.
experience I
Yeah.
had? Yeah, it was many years ago, but it was the most intense one I can think of. I was at a powwow in Oregon by myself, and my heritage on my mother's side is indigenous, and my grandmother was with me when I was a little teeny one, and I remember her very vividly. And we walked. I was sitting in stands and watching the circle dance around and hearing the drums and
Yeah.
everything. And they had a dance for the older people. And this man walked by me in his regalia, and I smelled my grandmother,
Oh my gosh.
and I went, "Wow!" And it was absolutely it. I mean, it
Wow.
was spot on.
Oh,
And I thought,
I had an experience like that too.
yeah,
I was with my friend Peggy. Peggy passed away, and you know Peggy. But anyway, she and I were listening to a talk or music or something, and all of a sudden we both smelled cigarettes. And what was really weird was that my former husband was a chain smoker, and her mother was a chain smoker, and there was nobody around us smoking. It wasn't allowed, and so there they were joining us for some reason, which I never quite figured out. So.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so I think Will is next. And oh, by the way, happy birthday, Doreen. That today is her
Oh,
birthday.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. And let's see. So, Will, you're not going to be surprised. You've got the lesson in turquoise, and it says, "Say yes to the meaning of your life." I think you're going through that situation, which the meaning of your life is getting tweaked a little bit, and it's that message that says all you have to do is say yes and the rest will come. It's not like we have to get all tied up in it and trying to figure it out, which I do. But still try to remind myself that there's no reason to do that, because if we just say yes and then we pay attention and we allow ourselves some quiet time, or I do journaling, then I'll get the next step, the next piece of information. So your next step is going to come as you say yes, which I think you have in many ways, but maybe there's more. So what did you
Well,
get?
all you have to do is simply be yourself.
That's it. And
This
make
is
the whole
simply self.
process simple.
Yes, make it simple. It says, make room for clarity of thinking and feeling, which allows pearls of wisdom to emerge from deep within. I think that kind of says it all.
I
I
think it
mean,
does.
these pearls are so great. And it's like, yep, they're popping up, they're letting you know, they're giving you nudges, all that. Simply self. Awesome.
I
So
love
that
Simply
was
Self. It's such a huge
great.
reminder. There's one part in Simply Self that I want to read because it
Okay.
it it is so. I mean, you can see this, you can feel this, and let's see if I can find. Yeah, here it is. It's in the message from Simply Self. My essence offers a perfect balance of thought and feeling without resistance or attachment. allowing focus and creativity into this present moment. I am luscious and rich like a peach freshly picked from the tree. I'm bright and clear as a window just washed with lemon water. Breathe in my power, claim my clarity, surrender to my sensuous ability to let you know you are alive. Isn't that
Wow,
perfect?
that is perfect. Perfect.
That was just the one.
Yep.
All right. So the last one we have is Ofa. And so I'm going to pick a luminary for you, Ofa. Ooh, there it is.
Well, well, well. Will says, well, well, well. That's funny.
Well, yeah. Well, this one is called integrity. But if
Mm.
you will look at this, Ofa, it shows you these um, figures that are around a door. And when I first started working with this, it was about parts of ourself that had sort of gotten lost or stuck. And it's a matter of bringing them home, helping them heal, and then bringing them home. But you know what I'm getting here, Ofa, is that this is also about parts of you that have been waiting to be with you in this lifetime. It's that tweak that we're going through on what our purpose is. And they are ready to go through the doorway because on the other side of the doorway is your soul. And that's a soul that's in form here. And every time you bring a piece of yourself back, it gives you more wholeness or integrity. And at this point, it's bringing in some parts that you haven't even known were here or it wasn't ready. They weren't ready to come through. Wow, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the lesson that goes with that is seek out answers from a higher source. See, I'm having a little problem with looking at it here. Okay. To me, white, of course, is the higher source color. Okay. And this part that's waiting for you to, that's wanting to come back and be with you in this lifetime, I'm getting sort of a portal to that is by seeking that from the higher source. Going within, looking from your heart, from your intuitive self, and just saying, okay, I'm open. The answers, I know the answers are coming here, and in integrity, I'm welcoming those parts in, and that's what I'm really getting
Yeah,
from this.
lovely. I'm going to put this up again because I want to read this other part here. It says, step through the emerald doorway of the heart, declaring, I remember, I am home, I am. That's a huge shift that we go through, is when we begin to remember why we're here and who we are as a soul, what it is that we came here to do, and we begin to feel, okay, I can be at home in this life because this is what I chose to do. And then at the last is saying, I am. That's talking about, like we were talking about presence. We are the presence of the I am. We are the divinity in form. We are the soul that came from the one that is in form. So this is a really wonderful way to look at this, Sofa, that you are really gathering together all of the parts of yourself. And then you're walking through this doorway that allows you to see yourself in your totality, to understand yourself in a way that you maybe never have before. So why don't you pick a card for me and I'll pick a card for you.
Okay.
Let's do luminaries. I think
Yeah.
luminaries is so fun.
I got wings for you.
I got sweetness. Oh yes, wings. Boy, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready
Mhm.
to go and do things in a way that just feels like I'm floating in the air.
Yay. And what did you get?
I
Sweetness.
got sweetness for you. I just
Oh,
love this one. And
yeah.
this one always makes us remember how much we are hugged by the universe. And I just want to read this one part because I always go back to this, but I can't hear it enough times. You know, it's one of those things that we want to hear over and over again. It says, wrapped in a blanket of fragrant hope. Yes, fragrant hope. Hugged by a warm breeze of compassion, encouraged by the whisper of inner empowerment, and showered with heavenly swirls of divine devotion, you may choose to open to receive the sweetness of life. This is the endless bounty offered to all through the universe. That's such a good message for you, Leslie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whisper of inner empowerment,
Yeah.
swirls of divine devotion. Receive the sweetness of life. Let's all just take a deep breath and bring in that sweetness of life.
Ooh, I want to read just a little piece of that too.
Good.
This
Okay.
part speaks to me. I open the back of your heart to let in the sweetness of life. I dissolve any fear you have of being vulnerable. Let my song soothe you. It is the hum of the universe which embraces you with sweetness.
Nice.
I love that.
So we have someone that just came in called Lisa Red.
Oh,
So, well, let's pick a card for Lisa Red. I'll pick
okay.
a color card if you want to pick a luminary.
Okay.
We're happy to have you here, Lisa. All right, I'm going to go ahead with this one because
Mm-hmm.
we're just about out of time. Lisa, this is the lesson in yellow, and uh, one of the messages which I think really fits is claim your empowerment. Now, what does that mean? That means that inside of you, you have you are magnificent. You know, you have all of what you need inside of you. Claim that as your empowerment. Stand in that. We've been talking about being the presence in the mishmash. That's what you're being called to do as you claim your empowerment. And that's seeing yourself, because yellow is about how you see yourself and how other people see you, or how you think other people see you. This is about going to your inside self and saying, who am I? And you begin to see who you are as a soul. And then you ask the question, and what am I here to do? What is my offering to this world? And the more that you get that, the more you feel at home in yourself, the more you feel like you have that empowerment. You can do whatever it is that you signed up for in this lifetime. I can just feel this energy starting to move through you, Lisa. It just feels to me like this is a time for you. So wonderful, wonderful. And Lisa, you're new to us and you probably didn't hear this part, but I really encourage you to come and join us in our membership group, because you are the kind of person we want to, I mean, we want anybody who wants to come, but you could really be valued in this group. And that's what a lot of us didn't get, because we were different and unique and lovely, but we didn't always know that. So, what did you get, Leslie?
Maybe you could hold up the card too while I'm doing the
Yeah,
reading.
I'll do that.
Love. Okay.
Oh, of course, I love that one.
Yeah. There you go. Um, s there are two parts here. Now, as the veil thins, humanity seeks clearly that no, love was never lost. Compassion, acceptance, transformation, encouragement, allowing, embracing, offering, and co creating are all available as we remember that we are one with our divine source. So it's asking you to be what to remember you're one with divine source. And I don't know why, but this part popped up too. When humanity acts from fear, love disappears. It's as if a veil is placed between humans and that which most deeply connects them to love. Survival becomes the main focus. That can change. Love has never left. Humans often fear being abandoned, but love, with all its attributes, waits in the wings, ready to be acknowledged. Remember, you were birthed from love. Therefore, you are a rainbow energy imprint of love.
Boy, that really fits with the yellow, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It
And
really,
that's a message for all of us.
it
Don't
is.
forget who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Be willing to step into your magnificence, even if others don't see it.
Yep.
And come join us in the Vortal, where we're all able to see each other's magnificence and to help people see what we see. So up here, it's transformationaltools.com. You can go there and it's on the home page and talks about it, or you can go directly to the information, and that's transformationaltools.com/the-vortal/. So this has just been wonderful. We there's so much going on. We need the help. We need to be with each other. We need to encourage each other.
Yeah.
The cards do that for us, and being here and being in the chat is another way of being together. And those of you who come on afterwards and not able to come on at noon Pacific, we welcome you as well. And we hope that you will come when you can, and that you will go ahead and connect at transformationaltools.com. Write me an email, Arlene@transformationaltools.com. I'm always happy to connect with you. And then I will know that you have an interest and we can see how you can be a part of us.
Yeah.
Much love to all of you. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here. We just totally enjoy doing this with you.
We do.
See you next week. Bye.